Now on Sunrise, in the middle of the conflict in Gaza, one West Bank community is now mourning the death of a Palestinian American. Plus, why several Portland businesses say they're now being forced to close after decades in operation. Your news starts now. Good morning and thanks for getting up with us as we kick off your Sunday. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Libby Dowsett. We are under a weather impact alert this morning. Let's get right to Joe Ranieri for more on your forecast.
Well, yesterday we saw temperatures close to 90 degrees. We're going to be well above that, not only today, but really a good portion of the work week. The only really cool day will be on Monday. But let's talk about the weather impact alert that we'll be under starting today. Basically, the alert starts at 11 o'clock with the heat advisory in place. It's going to be today throughout the valley, the gorge, and really up and down the I-5 corridor, turning very hot with highs in the mid-90s throughout part of the metro area. A little bit warmer than that throughout the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley. Salem South, we're talking Corvallis, Eugene, you're in that mix. You could be seeing temperatures flirting with 100 degrees. So if you're going to be out and about, make sure you get those plans done earlier in the day. Get plenty of water and try to limit some sun exposure. Again, that ridge of high pressure is going to be in place. The only little hiccup we have is this upper level low well north of us. That's not going to be impacting us over the next couple of days. It's going to go from warm to hot to warm again. I'll show you that in the 7-day forecast coming up. But again, lots of advisories to talk about. Again, that orange color you see is that heat advisory that will be taking effect starting this morning at 11. It stays in effect until 10 o'clock tonight. There'll be another one that goes in effect in the early part of the work week. That is going to be an excessive heat watch. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
This morning, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek has declared a conflagration for a wildfire in central Oregon. It was spotted just before 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon and has since grown to about 1,500 acres, as shown by this time-lapse video from Alert West. This is in Crook County, south of Prineville. There are now all levels of evacuations in place for people living near the fire, including level 3 go now. This is the 5th conflagration declared so far this year. Crews also rushed to put out a brush fire on Sauvie Island Saturday. It was spotted about 3:15 in the afternoon near Northwest Sauvie Island Road and Howell Park Road. We are still waiting for details, including how it started and how its size grew. By the time our crew got to the area, the fire was mostly out. Some dramatic photos of that massive apartment fire in the Hazelwood neighborhood. Portland Fire and Rescue shared these photos from the fire that happened early Friday morning. Firefighters rescued 8 people and 5 pets. 2 of those people were treated for injuries. Multiple agencies responded, including Gresham, Lake Oswego Fire, and the Red Cross. Now to the latest developments in the Middle East, where a 20-year-old American citizen was reportedly killed by Israeli settlers in the West Bank. Matt Bradley reports from Jerusalem.
This Palestinian village in the West Bank is mourning 2 of their own. One was a young American. 20-year-old Saifullah Musalet, born in Florida and visiting relatives, was beaten to death Friday by Israeli settlers, his family said. In a post online, Musalet's family said settlers blocked the ambulance and paramedics from providing life-saving aid for several hours. Officials said a second Palestinian man was shot dead. The State Department confirmed the death of an American and offered its condolences to the man's family. Israeli police said they were looking into the incident. The deaths come amidst a surge of settler violence against Palestinians throughout the West Bank, trying to force Palestinians out. Until 2 weeks ago, this tiny hamlet of Al-Muwarajat was home to a few hundred Bedouin herders. We visited in May just as settlers were ramping up their attacks. Israeli Amir Pansky works for an Israeli organization that monitors settler harassment.
Their goal is to push them out of this area.
By what? By simply harassment?
By violence, harassing, attacking.
So this was the village mosque. This is where everybody came to pray until February. That's when nearby settlers came and burned it down. But the settlers weren't finished. The regular harassment continued for months until village residents said the settlers pitched a tent inside the village on July 2nd, brought their animals to graze, and stole from the community. When they were drinking in the house and taking off their clothes, Alia said, we decided we had to leave. But with settler violence increasing, there are few safe places left for them to go. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Almora Jat in the occupied West Bank.
Search and rescue coordinators in Clackamas County are searching for a missing mountain biker. The sheriff's office says 52-year-old Ralph Sawyer, an experienced bicyclist, left Friday morning to bike near Mount Hood. He was supposed to return that night. Rescue crews have since found his vehicle with his cell phone inside. The sheriff's office is asking for help. They're centering their search around the Trillium Lake area. Sawyer is 6'1" with brown hair. He was last seen wearing an orange bike helmet, blue shirt, and black shorts. If you have any information, you're asked to call 503-723-4949. A couple well-known and cherished Central Eastside Portland bars have announced they're shutting down for good, saying they've been struggling since the pandemic. Celine Stevens spoke to one of the managers about why they're closing their doors after 20 years.
Every time we take a step forward, it's like another step back.
Steve Carter is general manager at Slow Bar, a well-known spot for people to grab a burger and a drink 7 days a week. The bar just hitting its 21st anniversary on the 4th of July.
There's people that wouldn't know each other if they hadn't been sitting next to each other at this bar. And they've become fast friends, and it kind of bums me out to think about where people are gonna meet up now.
Now the closure coming after consistent financial struggles post-pandemic.
Basically just not wanting to go any more into debt, or not really able to go any more into debt. And it was just kind of time to call it. We've done everything we can as far as getting costs down and getting the costs of operating business down, but getting people through the door has been a little bit more difficult lately.
Carter says he thinks problems with the drugs on the streets have also contributed to slow business.
Sales have definitely declined like at least 30%.
And it's not just them. Also on the Central East Side, Home, a bar, announced they are closing at the end of the month after 10 years due to increasing costs. And Higgins Restaurant in downtown announced they are on the brink of closure, writing in a statement they are hanging on by a thread.
Just driving down Grand here and thinking about what we're losing, like Next Adventure is closing now. Nicholas isn't down there anymore. Andy and Bax is gone. Ollie Damon's left years ago.
According to Prosper Portland, the city's retail sector continues to struggle, with vacancy rates for retail properties increasing to 32% in the fourth quarter of 2024, up from around 12% from quarter 4 in 2019. Now, Carter is expecting Slow Bar's doors to close for good on August 9th, sending their staff to try and find new jobs and fans of the bar to find a new gathering place.
Hearing the stories of people talk about like things they experienced here and growing up here, it's 21 years is a long time. It's been an experience to see that with people, and it's gonna be sad to not see them anymore.
In Portland, Celine Stevens, KGW News.